Are you a small business owner who is struggling to get through the day, the week, feeling the stress and the strain of every little thing that is going on in your business? And is that stress spilling over into other areas of your life? If that's you, we hear you. I'm Brooke.
And I'm Janae, and this is a peek behind the scenes in the Big Bad Marketing podcasts. And today we're going to talk about what it feels like to be all over the place when you're running a business and you have 17 things to do and then 17 more. And then a client calls and then three of your leads follow up at the same time. And then the next day, nobody calls and nothing happens. And this up and down experience that happens when you're running a business all the time.
And this is a new series that we are piloting, this peek behind the curtain, letting you get on the inside of us actually running this business. So if you're not into that, go ahead and skip this episode, but you might kind of enjoy the banter and the back and forth. Our other episodes are going to be more focused on how to DIY your small business marketing on a budget. But for now, this is based entirely on vibes.
Yeah, and you might be wondering, like, who are you people and why should I listen to you? And that's a great question. And I think the answer is we are raw and real people, two women entrepreneurs running this business and starting it from scratch. And we come from 10 plus years combined experience in professional enterprise level companies, huge places where we were numbers and we were like, F this, we're out, we're doing our own thing and it's going to be way better and it's going to be more fun. And now we're doing it and we're like, is this fun? Because some days it's really hard.
Yeah. And how many times are we hitting all these emotional highs and lows in a single day? Because there are days when we are legitimately like, this is fun. I'm super excited to be here. We are doing the thing that we love. And those days tend to be the ones where we are having amazing calls with clients, where we are helping them achieve big wins, where we are getting stuff out the door for our own marketing efforts and feeling like we are moving the needle on Big Bad Marketing, our agency as a whole. But then there are weeks like the one that we've just finished, or unfortunately have
Friday,
another
yeah.
day of, it's Friday when we're recording this, that everything just feels hard.
Yeah, and I'm thinking about maybe it was last week, like spontaneously, like three people that we'd spoken with in the past and talked about our business reached out and they were like, hey, can I get on your calendar this week? I want to talk. And that's so exciting. And that was really fun. And that built in, I mean, we're already like slammed busy with calls and with work that we're doing and then other streams of income that we're creating through different marketing tools that we put out and different marketing materials that we put out. And so we're trying to juggle all of this. And then, so it's exciting when these calls come in because it's like, yay, Big Bad is growing and we have potential and prospects and opportunity. But it also means shuffling a bunch of things, finding 4 extra hours the next day to build out a proposal. And it's a lot. And I was thinking of like, when we started this, I think it took us probably like 2 to 3 full days working together on a call to get a proposal completed and out the door. Like our first one. And that was for like, I don't know, under $500.
Yeah. And that was one of the hardest things we did just because of the back and forth of we we haven't done this before, right? We were starting from scratch and feeling like it had to be absolutely perfect. And then all of the catastrophizing that goes through your head of like, they're going to see this and they're going to think yada. And we're like at a point now where we're
Oh,
like,
you mean, wait, do you
just
mean we're serial overthinkers?
chronic. It is an illness. I wonder if it is in that what is that medical that what's my
Oh, the
ICD-10 code
DSM,
in the DSM, something like that. Yeah, give me a code for it so I can bill it to my insurance because we are
Diagnostic and Statistical Manual 5.
wow. Look at you.
Yes. Yeah, I'm a psychology major from college,
What
which
I
is
didn't
so
know that.
useful in my day-to-day life as a psychologist. Just kidding.
Psychologist who does marketing.
Yes. Yeah.
A keyboard psychologist, as it were.
You know, I have been reflecting lately that in college, I was set up to be a business major. And then I took a Psych 101, like you needed a basic humanities class. That's what I took. And I was like, this is amazing. I love this. And the buttons started clicking about how advertising and psychology lay over each other so well. And I was already like the business angle was the creative side of it. So I was like, I'm in, I'm ready, and there's gonna be people waiting for me to hire me so that I can do brainstorm sessions, and we have a big whiteboard and we spitball ideas and put our feet up on the table and make big company ads. And lo and behold, that is not a real job anymore. That's on Mad Men.
That is, yeah, lost to history. But there's so much psychology in what we do in marketing, right? And it's your button size and color and the messaging that you're sending and the copywriting and the what are people going to respond to and the testing of all that and just UX more generally, user experience. It's huge. Psychology is huge in marketing. So
Yes,
you're using it,
yes.
flexing those muscles.
Oh, absolutely. It's just in a different way than I think I
Yeah,
initially thought, which
yeah.
is such a dovetail to this conversation about how running a business is hard and there's so many things going on all the time. And small business owner, listener, like if you relate to that and you're like, yeah, I'm overwhelmed and I'm stressed, then get yourself on our Big Bad Marketing newsletter. Go to www.bigbadmarketing.com/newsletter and sign up. We send out free monthly newsletters packed with advice, tips, ideas, things that we've tried that haven't worked, what we did then and how we fixed it and made it work. And hopefully it helps you continue on your journey of being an entrepreneur, because that's our main mission, is empowering entrepreneurs. And we're doing it in so many ways, but that is a really good way you can connect with it. So go ahead and sign up.
Yes, you'll enjoy that. We promise. And if you don't, let us know. And so something you just said there that triggered something for me is I think a lot of the frustration that we experience as business owners is due to mismatched expectations, right? Like we thought it was going to be a certain way. And the more we dive in, the more the path sort of veers off from that magical place that we thought we'd be, right? When you imagine yourself as a business owner, especially for us in this service-based business, we're going to start the business. We're going to start working with clients. They're going to be super happy. They're going to create
You're
testimonials.
going
They're
to
going to
tell
refer
everyone
us.
they
They're going to tell
know.
everyone they know. And then we're going to get more clients. And all we're going to be doing is servicing clients in this business. And Janae, like you mentioned earlier, we have other ventures and other ways that we have to make money because we are completely bootstrapping this business. So we are paying for it entirely from the income that this business generates and also these other ventures, most of them which are freelance writing. And that has supported us to an extent, but we're also at the mercy of other agencies and folks that hire us in that way. So our, our original hope and expectation, I think, was that a year into this business, we would be just serving the clients, just doing the thing. And now we're met with this harsh reality of this is really volatile and we have to keep these other income streams and we just kind of have to suck it up and do it. So if you're listening to this and you relate to that, it's a big struggle with how do I manage keeping the lights on literally and keeping all of these systems running so that we can service our clients and I
Enjoying what we do
yeah, exactly.
and growing
And
the business.
yeah, and sort of trusting that it's all going to work itself out over time.
Well, to that point, I was just thinking, because you said it's very volatile, and it is. That's like the up and down of running a business, aside from emotionally, which, like, okay, we're
Yes.
two ladies, like, we got cycles and we got things going on that help encourage it to be up and down emotionally. But the financial up and down and the structural up and down, like, there's just some days that are really hard where we come in and we're like, we need to get 17 things done, and we get stuck on numbers 3 and 4, and we just can't pass them. And it's like, that overthinking, that meta, we're just going over and over it. And sometimes we just have to be like, none of that. We're going to just move on and skip it. But my point here is I was realizing, like, there is the up and down, but also the universe so far has had this way of bridging it and providing and, like, giving us what we need, which maybe isn't always what we want, but it's helping us just enough to move forward. And right when we're like, this is getting hard and no one's really poking at it, a new client comes in. And just when one client's like, their contract is complete and their, baby bird is set off to fly, like 3 more walk in the door. And we don't always know that from, today where we are now, who's going to show up and what's going to work out. But so far, I have felt really good that the things have worked out.
Yeah. And I think Janae, you and I are both spiritual people, and we're sort of like, if this is the thing we're supposed to be doing, the universe and the things that we believe in will conspire to make it happen. And as long as we keep putting ourselves out there in a way that feels true to who we are and keep doing the work that we feel like we are meant to do, then the rest will sort of take care of itself. And I gotta tell you that gets really hard some days when it feels like it's just bad thing, bad thing, bad thing. And you're like, wait, universe, are you telling me that I shouldn't be doing this thing? Like, if you're making it this hard, am I actually supposed to be here? And it's really hard to retain that belief of like, yes, stay where you are, sit in it,
The
and just,
discomfort.
yeah, sit in the discomfort of it and let it happen. And I feel like that is what this week has been, is very much like, sit down. You're in a hard place, and I just need you to remain there and work through it. And I know that you're really uncomfortable and you just want to kind of throw up your hands and be like, screw all of this. But just stay in it, and you will come out on the other side smarter and better able to handle the next sack of crap that I send you along the way, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's like the discomfort you're describing right now, where we're just like frustrated and overwhelmed and all these things like hit us. It feels different in quality to me
Mm.
than the sense of like the universe is making this not work and the universe is not conspiring for me. Like the days that we have that are hard, I still don't feel like it's a message that we shouldn't be doing this. It's an opportunity, I think, to learn and grow and get better and dust your shoulders off and be like, I can do it anyway. I think there would be like such a different quality. It would be like the bank called and said all our money got stolen and all of our website crashed and we lost all the files and we got 10 bad reviews on our podcast on the same day, and then our clients called and quit. Like there would be, I feel like a difference in the energy of it. Like it would be hard to ignore that we should stop doing this.
Yeah, that's fair. And I was reading something the other day about, and I texted it to you, Janae, and I said I think the universe has a funny way of delivering the messages that you need when you need them. And I just want to pull it up and read it because I
Do
feel like it was
it.
so applicable. And we
Yeah, you.
say all the time, you know, nobody is an overnight success. It just appears that way because you are seeing it for the first time, but there are years and years and years of work that go in behind the scenes. And so this was something my mother-in-law sent me. Hi, Mill. And it is one of my favorite authors, Ellen Hilderbrand. Are you familiar with her? She does romances that are based on Nantucket. And she's an incredible author. I love her stories. And she says, I was certainly not an overnight success. I wrote 5 books that nobody read, and then my 6th book was a success. It did not happen right away. And the great thing about that is that it makes me appreciate it more. And that just really struck me at exactly the right time of needing to hear it. And so if you, small business owner, feel like you are in the thick of it right now and you're like, when is my train going to come in? Like, where is my success? It is coming, but you are in the hard part and you are in the work that nobody sees. And you'll get your overnight success. And then it is on you to be grateful and remind people that you actually worked really freaking hard for many, many years, trudging away and living through the hard weeks to get there.
Yeah, and there's something about like every small business owner fails the first 6 times, something like that. Like
Mhm.
I made that statistic up, but there's like a track record, a history here where you really have to put the effort in and you have to want it bad enough and you have to believe. And I'm not saying that we're experts at that because we pull our hair out most days and then we're like, all right, let's just call it and we'll do this again tomorrow. And it's like 11 a.m. Like, it's too much. I can't do it. Uh, but if you commit to the thing over time, then you just stick with it. And if it brings you joy, stick with it. I guess I'm feeling like there's a funny balance here because I'm like, how long will we actually continue doing this? Where we're like, this is really hard and it's not growing the way we want and it's not doing this. Like, when do we get to that place and be like, okay, enough's enough. This is not what the universe is saying. And how would someone know? Because I guess I hesitate to be like someone who has been doing their business for years and is like, I can't grow it. I can't make it better. I like, it's not working. I'm like, I don't know if you should keep banging your head against the wall. Maybe you should try something different.
Yeah. And I think that is where, like the wise counsel of someone else comes in. If you are multiple years into your business and you are scraping pennies together and barely surviving, and I will say for all of our stress, we're fine, right? We're making it. We have money in the bank. We have clients who are paying us. We are doing work that we love. Like we are fine. Yes, of course, we have aspirations to grow the business because we want to make more money and get away from these daily, weekly financial stressors. Of course we do. But we've talked to business owners and had some clients that are business owners that really are at a point where they should pivot hard into another product or service, or like you're saying, try something new. Maybe this business just doesn't have a product that can sell in a way that makes financial sense for you to do it. And that's a really hard thing to accept, especially because, if someone outside consulting came in and told us, hey, Big Bad Marketing, your margins and everything are absolutely screwed and you can't make money in this business, that would be devastating because this is like our child.
It's a baby. It's
It's a
big and bad
baby.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a really, really hard thing to accept.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, let's wrap it up with give us the most positive, surprising thing about running a business and the most negative one that you've got.
In recent memory,
Yeah, yeah, from yeah, recently from when we started this.
surprising. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think something that surprised me in a positive way is how good it feels to get on the other side of a struggle. And we go through these really hard times, but the satisfaction and sort of the relief that you get on the other side of it when you're like, we dove in for 3 days making this proposal for this client to renew them, and they accepted it. That feeling, like, and again, it kind of goes back to the emotional highs of like the lows are really, really low, but the highs are higher than anything I've ever felt in my life because we did that.
Aw,
So that's a positive for me. What about you?
yeah, that's great. Um, okay. One that I think is fun is that people love us, and when we show up with our confidence and like, I'm not trying to act like I know everything, but like we know our shit. So when we show up and we have just a real conversation with a human and we start sharing ideas and thinking about things and giving them some guidance, they love it and they're so excited about it. And it's a really positive experience for me when they're like, that's a great idea. I need to do that. And for us, it's like, it's so simple because we do this every day and we think about stuff like this every day. So that it's like, it's fun. It's a fun moment. And it's surprising how fulfilling that is for me. Even if that person doesn't sign up to work with us, it's just like, I'm so glad we were able to give them some morsels that are helpful.
Yeah. Any surprisingly negative things, but besides all, the stress and the financial
Everything we
strain
just
and
talked
everything
about.
we just talked
Yeah.
about.
I think I have only just realized that the to-do list is a list that, like, by nature, it never gets done. And that's hard for me to swallow in as like a person who grew up in this society of like check off the list and finish all your items and do this and like you can complete your homework. And then now I live in a world where like in this experience in this season of life where I actually can't finish everything because when I finish everything that's on my list right now, more things are already on it and I have another list, a personal list, and I have like there's never a moment to just sit down and be like I've done everything, now I can relax. So
Yeah, that
but
doesn't
that's life. That's
exist.
more coming to terms with just how life is going right now, not running a business.
Yeah. And that's something that folks who have said, oh, I could never run a business because I just like to leave my work at work. And when you run a business, as we all know, and you listener can probably relate to this, the to-do list just grows. And for everything you cross off, you add two or three more, and you're constantly like, oh, I forgot this thing and I need to follow up with so and so. I mean, I have gotten to the point where I have now to text and call lists for my personal life, to text and call lists for my work life, emails to follow up on, work to-dos, big bad marketing to-dos, client related to like it's there's so many different categories of the to-do list. And I'm
Yeah.
surprised that I am now at a point here where I not only have to manage it for the business, but the business takes up so much of my brain that I also have to manage it for my personal life in a way that I feel like I didn't have to do before.
Yeah, you mean your brain is growing?
Yes, we're getting
You're getting a
smarter.
big bad head. Yeah. Hey Brooke, it's such a pleasure and an honor to do this with you. I'm so grateful for our business relationship and our friendship and our all kinds of
Yeah.
silly existential crisis situations and weird messages that get sent back and forth when our brains are melted. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Likewise. And
Yeah.
thanks for being a person that's willing to sit in the murkiness of this with me. And yeah, I mean, I know we say it all the time, and if you're a solopreneur, you might not want to work with somebody else. And honestly, it's very hard to find someone that is a good balance for that. And I was talking to a friend who works with a lot of businesses, and she said one of the most volatile things is founder co-founder relationships. And because of the ways that things can turn, and when you start working with someone so intimately, you can learn things about them, or, things can fracture for all sorts of reasons because you didn't know that going into it. So if you're open to it and there's someone in your life that you're like, I could do this with them. And a lot of spouse businesses that, even that we've talked to are they can be successful if you feel like that's a dynamic that you can add on top of your marriage, but that's also really freaking hard. And I think people have divorced over it too.
Yeah.
Um, but anyway, yeah, I'm just very grateful for you and for this co-founder relationship. And listener, if you enjoy this kind of vibes-based episode where we peel back the curtain on how things are going for us, and if you find this to be relatable, then let us know. If you could drop a comment on this podcast and say more like this, just let us know what your thoughts and feelings are. And we would love to do more like this if you're interested.
Yeah. And thank you for listening. And if you are running a small business, and no one's told you this recently, let us be the first to say, you're killing it. You're doing an amazing job and you should keep at it. And you should be really proud of yourself because not everyone does this. And not, they, first of all, they don't even jump ship to build their own business, but they don't stick with it. So give yourself some kudos. Go celebrate yourself. You deserve it. You are doing an amazing job.
Yes. And thanks for listening. We know your time is precious.
Bye. If
Bye.
you don't say bye, is the episode even over?
Bye.